Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Jai Hind. I hope I am properly audible and visual to all of you. Good evening, Richa. Good evening, Anchal, Ishita, and Shubha. So I hope I am properly audible and visual to all of you. I am quite good, and I hope all of you are also doing well. How is everyone? Today we have this Guru Nanak Guru Parv also. So I wish you all a very happy Guru Nanak Guru Parv. I am also quite good. Okay. So first of all, welcome to the session. Now in today's newspaper, we had few topics like we didn't have many topics in today's newspaper. But today we are going to practice those assertion and reasoning question from previous year question. I will show you some previous year question also, that how assertion and reasoning questions have been asked in the examination. And then we will talk about today's topics. So the topics which we have got today, one important topic is with respect to the polluted cities. Polluted cities. The second important topic is with respect to the SWIFT versus BRICS Pay. And third topic is surrogacy in India. On 10th October also, we have discussed about this surrogacy in India, the surrogacy law in India. So we will try to see that what is the new development with respect to this. What is the new development with respect to this? That we will try to understand. So first, let us see some questions. Like this is one pattern of question where we have one statement, two statement, three statements. So this is from UPSC Prelims 2025. Circular economy reduces the emission of greenhouse gases. Circular economy reduces the use of raw materials as inputs. Circular economy reduces wastage in the production process. So here it is asking, this is one of the easier question. So what should be answer as per you? What should be the answer as per you? Good evening. See, in this type of question, you will see this one thing. The first statement is automatically correct. This one is automatically correct. In this format, you will see that the first statement is automatically correct. Because you will find that none of them are saying that one is correct or incorrect. So you have to accept this one part, that the first statement is automatically correct. Now you have to look at the second option and third option. Now after this, you have to look at the second option and third option. It says that circular economy reduces the emissions of greenhouse gas. Okay. So now, if we look at this, the question is how? How? It says it reduces wastage in the production process. So when there is waste reduction in the production process, if there is lesser amount of waste, it means lesser amount of pollution, less waste, less emission. So it means the third statement is explaining. Reduces the use of raw materials as input. Whenever we are going for use of raw materials, it is generally considered as the emission intensive exercise. But when we are going for recycling of the products or use of the recycled products, it is considered as a better option. Recycled products are considered as a better option. So if we look at this, here also it says that it reduces the use of raw materials as inputs. It means when we are using lesser number of raw materials, so there is lesser chances of emission and hence it will be helping. So we can see that both statement 2 and 3 are correct and both of them explain statement 1. So that is why the first statement is going to be correct here. That is why this first statement is going to be correct. Now let's see the second question. The atmosphere is heated more by incoming solar radiation than by terrestrial radiation. The atmosphere is heated more by incoming solar radiation than by terrestrial radiation. Carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases in the atmospheres are good absorbers of long wave radiation. So here we are having two statements. This is question number 2. I have taken generally those topics which are quite simple. So I think all of you know about the concept. So since we have to see the pattern, so then I have taken those questions which are easier. So can you tell me, in this second question, what will be correct? Or is it tough question? Is it tough question or simple question? In the previous question, I got only 3 answers. So is it tough one or is it simple? One answer from Shamu, that answer will be option number C. C option, B option and B option. D option from Anjana also. Anchal is saying option number B, option number B, option number D. So I think this is one such question where you are getting confused. Now tell me one thing. When we talk about our atmosphere, there is an incoming radiation, there is an outgoing radiation. Which one is going to cause more heat? Incoming radiation in the atmosphere or outgoing radiation in the atmosphere? Which one is going to cause more heat? Incoming radiation or outgoing? Which one is going to cause more heat? Incoming or outgoing? Outgoing radiation. First, here is saying the atmosphere is heated more by incoming radiation. Here it is saying that heated more by incoming solar radiation than by terrestrial radiation. So from here itself you can understand the first statement is incorrect. Once the first statement is incorrect, now you know that there will be only one option, that is option number D. Statement 1 is incorrect, but the statement 2 is correct. So outgoing radiations are having more impact. Outgoing radiation, terrestrial radiations are having more impact. So that's why the first one is incorrect. And as soon as you got it, the D option will be there. You don't even have to see the second one. So this is also a smart solution. Now, the third portion. The thickness of the troposphere at the equator is much greater as compared to poles. The thickness of the troposphere at the equator is much greater as compared to poles. At the equator, heat is transported to great height by strong convectional currents. At the equator, heat is transported to great heights by strong convectional currents. So here we have the question number 3, assertion reasoning type question. A option. So I think in this question, everyone is going for option number A. Raj is saying option B. Ishita saying option D. Now, this is one basic concept from geography. Just see this one thing. Height of atmosphere. Height of atmosphere at equator. You will see that the height of troposphere, not just atmosphere, height of the troposphere. Height of troposphere, it is 18 kilometer. At poles, it is around 8 kilometer. So it is saying the thickness of the troposphere at the equator is much greater as compared to poles. So of course, it is more than 2 times. It is even more than 2 times. The first one is correct. The first statement here is correct, that the thickness of the troposphere at the equator is much greater as compared to the poles. Second is saying, at the equator, heat is transported to great heights by strong convectional current. So this is the statement. Now we have to find out why. Why? Now we have to find out why. The second statement is saying that heat is transported to great heights. So this is correct also, and this is the region also. This is the region also. So that's why the second one is correct here also, and it is also explaining that why there is more thickness. Why there is more thickness? Because there is strong convectional currents. Strong convectional currents are pushing the air upwards, and due to which at the equator we are having like the higher thickness of troposphere. So that's why the answer here in this case is going to be option number A. Both statement 1 and 2 are correct, and 2 explains statement 1. So that is the third question. So tell me one thing from your side. Like, where is the problem? Is the problem there in question pattern or revision of the topic? Or you were not aware about the topic? Like, if you are aware about the topic and still doing the mistake, it means you are getting into the trap of question. So is the answer, is your answer wrong because of revision portion, or is it wrong because of convectional current? Convection current. It is not conventional, it is convectional. Okay. So convectional means it is the current which is rising. When we are talking about the equator, due to insolation means the solar radiation. So due to insolation, we see that the air becomes heated. When the air becomes heated, it rises up. So the rising air is called as the convectional current. The rising air is the convectional current. Okay, so revision is missing. So try to revise the questions. I will be giving you more questions from topics. We will try to see many questions on this pattern in the week. We have a target of solving the assertion reasoning type question this week. So we are going to see more and more questions like this. Okay. So let's start with today's topic. Like, we don't have many topics. The first one is the polluted air in Delhi. Now see, so this has given a ranking of the polluted cities. It is giving the ranking of the polluted cities. You can see Dharuhera in Haryana, it is having most of the pollution. In the month of October 2025, the most polluted cities in India are Dharuhera in Haryana, Rohtak in Haryana, Ghaziabad, Uttar Pradesh, Noida, Pallavgarh, Delhi, Bhiwadi, and Greater Noida. Okay. So you will find that Delhi is at the 6th number. Delhi is the 6th most polluted cities in the October month. But this is not required for exam. Remember one thing, this is something which is not required for exam purpose. This is something which is not required for exam purpose. neither for prelims nor for mains. Okay. This is just a monthly data. So I am just giving you the context of the article. Now in this context, we will try to see one very crucial part which is somewhat factual, but it has already been asked once in the examination. There is a very factual part which has already been asked once in the examination, and there is a chance that it can be asked again. So what is that? That is about the emission standard. That is about the emission standard. Okay. That how much emission is permissible, how much emission is allowed. So when we talk about the PM 2.5 particles, when we are talking about PM 2.5, so 24-hour range is, according to India's ambient air quality standard, it should be 60. 24 microgram per meter, 24 hour, where we see that it should not exceed 60 micrograms per meter cube. But as per WHO, World Health Organization, it should not be exceeding 15. When we talk about annual range, it says 40 microgram per meter cube. And as per WHO 2021, it should be only 5 microgram per meter cube. Then PM10 particles. In this case also, India allows up to 100, WHO allows up to 45. For annual, India allows up to 60, WHO allows up to 15. If we talk about the sulfur dioxide, India allows up to 80 microgram per meter cube. WHO 40 only. In same manner, if we look at the annual value, India allows 50 and WHO allows only 20. So there are certain pollutants for which we will have to keep this one thing in mind, that how much is the difference between India's standard and WHO standard. WHO says that if it is more than 15 microgram per meter cube, then it is polluted air. And according to our calculation, it can be up to 60. In the same manner, you can see for PM10, it can be 100. For SO2, it can be 80. Now, if we look at this, from other side, the nitrogen dioxide. Here also WHO standard says 25, our standard says 80. Annual 40 and WHO says 10 only. Ozone. Here you will find that here in this case we have almost matching point. In case of carbon monoxide, we see that India has a strict limit of 2 milligram per meter cube. WHO, it is having 4 milligram per meter cube. For 1 hour, it is India has a strict norm in case of carbon monoxide. So in the case of carbon monoxide only, we are having a strict regime. In all other cases like nitrogen dioxide or sulfur dioxide, particulate matter 2.5 or particulate matter 10, we see that our standards are much easier as compared to WHO. WHO is going for imposition of strict rules, or WHO is prescribing a strict limit of many of the pollutants. In case of India, it is relaxed. It is relaxed. And when we calculate our pollution levels, we are calculating according to this one, ambient air quality standards. So you can understand this one thing, that if a city is polluted according to our standard, we say that let's say 20 cities are polluted, 40 cities are polluted. So in that case, we have to keep this one thing in mind, we are taking it at 60, whereas the global standard is 15. If we go by this standard, you will find that none of the cities or rarely any cities of India will qualify this. If we go by this standard of WHO, then you will find that we are having very much polluted cities in India. So this is one part. Okay. This is one part, like in the case of WHO, we are having very strict regimes. In case of India, we are having a bit relaxation on the rules. So why that lower standard? Because this is something which has been finalized in 2009. It is something which has been finalized in 2009. And when we talk about WHO, it has updated it in 2021. So there was a discussion that we will have its updation. But then it was not being done. So right now also we are following the 2009 standards. So I think, sir, we are trying to balance public health protection with economic growth and industrial activities. Of course, we are doing that. We are trying to manage both the things. But then there is a challenge that to what extent? Like there are certain diseases, for example, let's say malaria, tuberculosis, COVID-19. In these cases, if there is a disease like this, you are going to acquire some adaptation according to it. You will be able to acquire some adaptation, some immunity against it. But there is not going to be a immunity against the pollution. We are not going to become adapted to pollution by living in polluted cities. So it's high time that we need to focus on this. Because if we don't focus on pollution, there is going to be an economic problem also. Why the economic problem? Due to the pollution, many of the industrial activities, many of the economic activities will also be affected. They will also be down. And as a result of that, the challenge of continuing activities or challenge of a continuing economy will also be threatened. So if you keep on ignoring environment and health, economy will also suffer. Yes, please ask Nilu. Trump not follow any carbon emissions. See, the problem with not the problem, the benefit with the US is that they have now developed industry. Many of these industries have already transitioned towards sustainable fuel. Many of them have already transitioned towards sustainable. In upcoming times, they will be in a better position. Their health situation and other things are also better. So you will not find that the US cities are coming in the top 10 polluted cities of the world. The cities of US are not there in the top 10 polluted cities. क्या आपके घर में एयर प्यूरिफायर है? नहीं, I don't have air purifiers. Like, of course, there is pollution, but air purifier is something which I don't believe that much. I don't believe that much in air purifier. Like it may be helpful for some people, but I don't believe in it. As simple as that. I don't believe in that. Now, coming to the next part, SWIFT system versus BRICS Pay. So first, there is one thing called SWIFT. So can you tell me what is this SWIFT system? Any idea about this? The SWIFT system. Can you tell me about this? What is the SWIFT system? Any idea? EG rupee transaction. आपकी तबीयत खराब हो जाएगी दिल्ली में. देखो, there is one benefit. I have to withstand Delhi pollution this year only for some days. Like today we are on 5th of November, so I think 4 or 5 days I have to withstand Delhi pollution. Then I will be out of Delhi. So this year I am saved. I will come back to Delhi when the pollution is almost gone. International transaction. See, Society for Worldwide This stands for Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial, Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. Financial Telecommunication. Telecommunication. So this is one thing. It is the Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication, SWIFT system. Now, generally people understand this one thing, that SWIFT is used for payment. Generally people understand that SWIFT is used for making payment. But it is not for the payment. SWIFT, if we talk about this, SWIFT is not for payment. This does not facilitate the financial transaction. This is not facilitating the financial transaction as such. So what is its role? If it is not doing this, what is the role? It is about financial telecommunication. It is about interbank financial telecommunication. Financial telecommunication. So this is basically acting as a medium, or this is like a platform which is offering secure communication. It is offering secure communication between banks. This is offering secure communication between banks. So it is like it is offering the secure communication between banks. Like suppose that you are having some relative, or you are having a friend in, let's say, any country. Suppose you are here in India. You have gone to SBI bank, and there is one friend of you also. This friend is there in US. This friend is there in US, and let's say they are also having any bank, XYZ bank. So this person has gone to SBI and he wants to send this to a bank XYZ in US. So now in that condition, what will happen? SBI will be sending back this person because there is lunch hour. Okay. So he will go to PNB instead. Okay. So he will be going to PNB then. He or she, that you will be going to PNB. So then PNB will be communicating with the XYZ using this SWIFT method. You will be like the bank will be communicating with each other with the help of SWIFT. Okay. So here what will be done, that you will be telling the PNB bank that I have to transfer this money to an account of my friend in XYZ bank. You will give all the details of your friend, the SWIFT account number of your friend, and then in that case, the banks will be communicating with each other. There will be a communication between PNB and XYZ bank, that okay, I have taken the money from this person, you can give it to the other person. So only this information will be shared. Between PNB and XYZ using the SWIFT system. So they will just update each other that okay, 5,000 rupees have been received. Now you can give it to another. It is same like the Hawala system, but in a formal manner. It is more like the Hawala system, but in a formal manner. That okay, I have taken the money. Now you can give it to them. But this is not illegal. This is a legal manner of communication. This is accepted and legal manner of communication. where from here the PNB will be accepting the deposit and XYZ will be giving the cash. Then the settlement will be between PNB and XYZ. The settlement will be done between PNB and XYZ. So that is the SWIFT system. That is the SWIFT system which is existing in the world right now. Okay. It is the SWIFT system which is existing in the world right now, and many countries are working on this very system. Many countries are working on this very system of SWIFT. So I hope this one part is clear, that what is SWIFT system, how does it operate. Means this system enables cross-border money transfer by providing secure and reliable channel for instruction. So this is one thing, like it is providing a secure channel for communication. Why SBI discarded? No, SBI was there on lunch period, so they sent you back. Then you went again to PNB. So I hope now this is clear. SWIFT is not facilitating the transaction. SWIFT is not facilitating the transaction. It is just facilitating the communication. Okay. Now there is an alternate. There is an alternate BRICS Pay. There is an alternative BRICS Pay. This idea has been mooted by Russia. In fact, in October 2024, they have also started a trial of it. In October 2024, they have even started a trial of this BRICS Pay system. So this has been developed by the BRICS Pay, the BRICS countries. So they are coming to this one system. Like this is going to be, they are trying to develop this system of transaction between the BRICS nation, and they want to extend it to other countries also. So why this has been done? Why? Because in the SWIFT, in case of SWIFT, there is dominance of US. There is dominance of US. There is dominance of US. So that is one of the challenge. There is a dominance of US. So that's why what we see that like this BRICS Pay has been proposed. In fact, you will find that it has blocked, or it has banned, it has also banned Russia, Iran, North Korea. So it has banned Russia, Iran, North Korea also. The SWIFT system is not facilitating the payment option for these countries and some others also. So this is one of the challenges. The SWIFT system, it is having the dominance of US. It is having the dominance of US. They are doing whatever they want to do. It is like you are having WhatsApp for communication, and one day WhatsApp, the owner of the WhatsApp wakes up and say that from tomorrow onwards, you will not be able to use WhatsApp. So you have been relying on WhatsApp for all your communication, and tomorrow it says that no, you cannot do this. So this is one thing, like why we are coming with it. We want to have the financial independence. BRICS countries are trying to have the financial independence. But then there is another challenge. There are certain challenges. There are certain challenges. First thing is tariff war and US sanctions. Tariff war and US sanctions. So US has gone completely against the idea of BRICS Pay. They have gone completely against the idea of BRICS Pay. So they have said that no, there will not be any such system as BRICS Pay. Otherwise, we will put sanctions on all other countries who are using BRICS Pay. So that is one part. They are saying that we will have sanctions on all those countries who are using BRICS Pay. Then there is also another part. China. When we look at this, China is trying to have its own influence. China is trying to have its own financial system. It wants to promote its own financial system. China wants to promote its own financial system. So that is also one part. When we talk about India, India has also its own payment system, UPI Pay. And now this is something which is accepted in 9 countries. Accepted in 9 countries. So UPI has already started having payments in 9 countries. So we are already facilitating that in the form of UPI Pay. So now the question is, why would India and China agree for BRICS Pay when they see that if we are going for BRICS Pay, it is going to impact their trade with US. And there is one thing, India and China both cannot ignore the US at the present time. US is a major export destination for India also, for China also. We have huge trade with US, China also have huge trade with US. So in that situation, just for having a new payment system, we cannot risk this. We cannot risk this with many of the Western countries. So that's why this idea of BRICS Pay, although it is quite good, quite essential, it may provide some independence and all, it may provide that autonomy to us, but perhaps the time is not yet ripe for it. The time is perhaps not that much suitable for this BRICS Pay as of now. Why banned at these countries? US can do anything. US is like, they don't like Russia, ban. They don't like Iran, ban. Why? Because if US does terrorism, they say that it is in the name of peace. If anyone else does that, it is bad. Like if Russia is invading Ukraine, it is bad. But if Israel is capturing the areas of Palestine, US says that it is good, that they are going to do development over there. The US has double standards in that. If Israel is having nuclear weapons, they don't have a problem. If Pakistan is having nuclear weapons, they don't have a problem. But if Iran is trying to have a nuclear weapons, all of a sudden, US again becomes so much worried about the world that it will bring instability to the region. So US has many double standards. That's why it has banned all these countries. So this is BRICS Pay and SWIFT. I hope these two things are clear. Now coming to the third part, surrogacy. So I think we have discussed about this one topic of surrogacy in the month of October also. So can you tell me who are not allowed? This question is there. Who are not allowed to have surrogacy in India? Who is not allowed to have surrogacy in India? Why we are not able to extract much dimensions from newspaper reading? Why this difference in our understanding? Like what I can say from this, Sanjana? See, this is something which will come with time. Like this is something which will come with time, that once you have got a little bit of experience of reading these topics, then you will be able to connect with it. Single woman, unmarried women, single man or female, okay, unmarried not allowed, those who are having one child, women who unmarried under 35, and those who are unmarried after 35, single man or unmarried women. Okay, so who is not allowed? Not allowed couple having any children, couple having one or more children, one or more child, unmarried, unmarried, male or female, they are not allowed. At the same time, if we talk about the surrogacy, there is age limit also, that after a certain age only they can go for it. Okay. Like when we talk about this, there is an age criteria. For women it is 23 to 50 years, and for men it is 26 to 55 years. So women of age less than 23 or more than 50, men of age less than 26, more than 55. So they are also not allowed. Even if they are married, they are not allowed. So this is one thing which we see in the case of surrogacy. Now there is a couple. Now there is a couple who have gone to Supreme Court, and Supreme Court is going to review the surrogacy ban on couple with one child. Okay. So those people who are having one child, they are also trying to opt for surrogacy. They also want the right to surrogacy. Why? What is their argument? Their argument is simple, that having a child is an emotional decision. That having second child, or suppose there is a person, there is a couple, they have got only one child. Now they will not be able to produce another child because of infertility, because of any reasons. They wanted two child, but after the birth of the first child, they will not be able to have second child, maybe due to infertility, maybe due to complication. The first thing is, it is again a emotional decision. A person can want to have two child, three child, four child. It can be their emotional decision. Okay. So it is a emotional decision. It is something which is an emotional decision. It is related to them. This infertility after one child, this becomes an emotional decision. So this is one part. Second thing which has been like, second thing which is there is, we don't have one child policy. We don't have one child policy. In India, we are not having one child policy. So if you are allowing someone to have two child, and those who are opting for surrogacy, you are saying that no, you cannot have more than one child. How it will be equality? Everyone have the right, everyone have the same right. So suppose that if someone is not able to get the second child due to infertility, and you don't have a one child policy, so other people will be allowed to have more than one child, but the person who is having infertility, they would not be able to do that. Even if it is possible, with the help of surrogacy, it is possible to have the second child, but you are limiting that right by making a law. So on this ground, on this very ground, there is a challenge to this one child policy, or there is a challenge to this surrogacy ban after one child. The Supreme Court is going to hear that, and then Supreme Court will either agree with the petition or disagree with the petition. That is up to Supreme Court. That is after careful observation of all the matters of the case. So this is one part of the story. Okay. Now, tell me one thing. If we talk about, there is this one question, that they should adopt a child. They should adopt a child. So now the question is, those who are having one child, if they're going for reproducing other child, so they could also have adopted a child. It is about equality. It is about equality. Those who are having one child, if they are reproducing other, they could also have adopted a child. Why they are reproducing two child? Why they are having two children? Why not adopt one and produce one? So one people is having the right that they can reproduce one or two or three or four or five or six or seven children. But on the other hand, if someone has become infertile due to first child, even if there is a possibility, they are not being allowed to have the second child. So that is the contention. That is the contention of the petitioner, that they should be allowed to have, because there is right to equality. Okay. So it has been said that it is also their right to equality. So this is why this has been contended. This is why it has been contended. So let's see what Supreme Court says. Okay. So now we will come to this, some of the provisions of surrogacy. Like when we talk about this surrogacy law in India, do you think that this surrogacy law, if we talk about the surrogacy law in India, do you think that the surrogacy law in India is in fact putting a ban on any types of surrogacy? Is it putting a ban on surrogacy? Is the surrogacy law in India putting a ban on surrogacy in reality? Adopt one also produces ever. Feels like ban on surrogacy. If we talk about the surrogacy laws in India, you will find that first, surrogate mother. When we talk about the surrogate mother, here also we see that a lot of terms and conditions applied. Surrogacy age. Again, terms and conditions applied. Terms and conditions applied. So there are so many things in India where terms and conditions are applied, that at what age, in what condition surrogacy can be done, who will be the surrogate mother. Now suppose a person is having a child which is suffering from some disease. They are having one child, but it is suffering from a terminal disease. It is suffering from a terminal disease. Then in that situation, what option they would have? If someone is having one child and the child is suffering from some terminal disease, then in that case, what would be the option for them? So then again, there is a challenge. And if you say that they can go for adoption, then it is same thing, like they have the right, they can either go for adoption or they can have their own baby. So putting a ban on surrogacy or putting so many terms and conditions of surrogacy, it's just like a ban on surrogacy. So this is one question which I am giving to you. Do you think that the Surrogacy Act in India puts an implicit ban on all forms of surrogacy? So So I am not discussing this article because we have already discussed this. So I am giving you this one question to write. That do you think that the Surrogacy Act in India puts an implicit ban on all forms of surrogacy? Either produce or adopt, not allowed to surrogacy. But why? And how it will be decided? Like, if you look at this, there is a lot of morality which has been used here. That in the case of married couple also, it has been said that the married couple will be like a man and a woman. That the married couple also have to be a man and a woman. If there are homosexuals who are living together, if there are live-in partners, who are living together, so then what about them? Or are we saying that in India you can be you can get the benefit only if you are married, only if you are formally married, then only you can get the benefit of this? So is it not kind of a discrimination that the marriage, it has also been defined, marriage is something which is personal, but it has been defined. Then again, we see that we have excluded homosexuals from it. We have also excluded the live-in partners from it. So there are so many terms and conditions in surrogacy. That I am not going in commercial surrogacy debate. Commercial surrogacy debate is another thing. I'm asking about the present surrogacy. Commercial surrogacy is entirely different thing. Okay. So write about this one question. Today we didn't have any such main topics in the newspaper. Only a few topics were there. So let's meet. Let's meet in the next session. Try to write this answer and then we will discuss other things. Thank you everyone. Take care and all the best. Thank you. Any question, any doubt? Yes, Neelu, please. Please ask your question. Thank you everyone. Hey, the second one. The second one. Okay. So let's meet in the next section and then we will discuss remaining things. Thank you everyone. Take care and all the best.